All right, let's talk about a word that trips up almost every single person learning Spanish. Tuviera. You've seen it, you've heard it, and it never seems to translate quite right. Well, today, we're going to crack the code on this thing for good.
So what's the deal? Why is this one little word such a headache? It's really not just you, I promise. The reason it's so tough for us English speakers is that it's not just a tense, like past or present. It's a whole different mood. It's your gateway to the Spanish subjunctive, which is all about talking about things that aren't facts, but ideas and what-ifs.
I bet you've made this exact mistake before. I know I have. And it makes total sense, right? Si tengo feels like a perfect word-for-word translation of if I have. But Spanish has its own logic here. And by the time we're done, you'll see exactly why si tuviera is the right way to go.
Okay, you ready to dive in? To really get the hang of Tuviera, we're going to start with one simple, powerful idea. Let's just call it the golden rule.
So, here it is. This is the absolute key. Tuviera is for situations that are not real. We're talking hypotheticals, things you're imagining, things you wish were true, basically anything that lives in the world of what if.
Think of it like this. Your brain has two channels. Channel 1 is for reality, facts, things that are true. Channel 2 is subjunctive territory, the land of dreams and possibilities. Tuviera is the password that gets you into that second channel. If you can get that one idea down, everything else is going to click into place.
All right, now that we have our golden rule, let's see it in action. We're going to look at the 3 most common places where this not real rule will be your guide to using Tuviera perfectly.
So we can break this down into 3 main buckets. First, you've got your classic hypotheticals, your what-if sentences. Second, you use it for past wishes, things you wanted to happen but didn't. And third, this one's a little more subtle, you can use it to sound way more polite. Let's start with the big one.
First up, hypotheticals. This is hands down the most common one you'll run into. If I had money, I would travel the world. The key question here is, do I have the money right now? Nope. It's a dream, a hypothetical. It's not a real situation.
Think about how we do this in English. We say, if I had $1 million, even if we're talking about the future. That had signals it's not real. In Spanish, tuviera does that exact same job. The combo si plus tuviera is your go-to formula for setting up any unreal condition like this.
Okay, next up, past wishes. I wanted him to have more patience. Here, the speaker is looking back. They're talking about a desire they had in the past for a reality that just wasn't happening at that moment.
And there's a simple pattern here, too. See that first verb, quería, I wanted? That's in the past tense. Think of it as a trigger. Because that main desire happened in the past, the verb that follows, our tuviera, gets pulled into the past subjunctive with it. It's like a grammatical chain reaction.
And finally, our third use, politeness. This is a great little trick to sound more fluent. I would like you to take this into account. Using quisiera and tuviera here is just a softer, more formal way to make a request.
So why is it more polite? Because you're not making a direct command. You're framing it as a hypothetical wish. Which brings us right back to our golden rule of not real. It's a subtle touch, but man, it's a fantastic way to elevate your Spanish and sound way more courteous.
Okay, let's circle all the way back to that common mistake we talked about at the beginning. Now that we've seen the golden rule in action, let's break down exactly why si tengo is the wrong move in that sentence.
This lays it out perfectly. Tengo is for facts. It's indicative. When you say tengo dinero, it means I have money, period. It's real. But tuviera is subjunctive. It explores a possibility. Si tuviera dinero means if I were to have money, which pretty much implies that I don't. One is reality, the other is imagination.
Now, for those of you who want to go a little deeper, there's another connection to English that can really make this whole thing click. This is such a cool light bulb moment. Most of us use the English subjunctive without even knowing it. Grammatically, we're supposed to say, if I were a millionaire, not if I was. Well, that special use of were is a leftover piece of the English subjunctive, and it's doing the exact same thing as tuviera. It's signaling that we've left reality behind. So you've actually been using this concept all along.
Whew, okay, we've gone through a lot. So let's boil it all down into one simple, powerful summary that you can use as your go-to guide from now on.
And here it is, the whole shebang on one slide. Your hypotheticals, your past wishes, your polite requests. Notice how every single one is about something that isn't a concrete fact.
Go ahead and screenshot this. This is going to be your best friend as you start using tuviera with confidence.
And so we end right where we started. If you only remember one thing from this whole explainer, make it this. Before you say have in Spanish, just pause and ask yourself, is this situation real? If the answer is no, your brain should immediately go to tuviera. So go on, try it out. What's something you'd do if only you had the time? Now you know how to say it.